Hey my soapy sunflowers, it's Heather with the Wyoming Sunflower, and today we're gonna make magnesium lotion. So let's glove up and let's go. If you would like exact measurements, please go to my Patreon page, which is listed below. I'm making a small batch today just to kind of show you guys how to do things as I am stocked in this. So I'm just making some for my house right now. So get yourself a big bowl and let's mix up your magnesium. Well, see, some call it oil, but it's actually made with half and half of your water and magnesium. Check the recipe out for those measurements. In this recipe, I'm going to be using avocado oil. And again, I like my pump bottles. And if you are looking for them, you can get them off of Amazon. I really love them and they work great for me. For some reason here, my scale was just not wanting to work. Don't judge her. She looks very rough. She's loved. We will be measuring out our avocado oil, our emulsifying wax, stearic acid, beeswax, cocoa butter, mango butter. We're going to get all of our butters, all of our oils, and get those all in a bowl, measured out, and then we are going to get those melted down. I often get asked this all the time with cocoa butter. So scented, unscented, pretty much. To me, I like the smell of cocoa butter, but if you don't, go with the white. It's, and if you do like the smell of cocoa butter, then by all means go with that. I don't mind it, but I also own a wholesale chocolatier business, so I smell chocolate all day long. Now, I do not put my honey in to get melted down. I add that after. Because look, she's thick and she's always thick. So I always warm that up a little when I'm warming up my water and my oils and butters, and then my honey in its container. I warm those all up. You only need a little bit of time for your honey, so don't leave it in there the whole time. But we're going to stick our oils and butters and our water. We're going to nuke it get it warmed up, and there we go. Make sure they're, you know, approximately the same heat. And now our honey is doing its thing. Now I will usually add my honey into my oils and get it all in there married to each other. But I'm telling you, she's always thick. And I feel like all of the good stuff needs to stay as much as possible. She's still thick, but not as thick. I get my honey from local around here because it's great to put on the product that the honey, you know, is from the area that you live at. You choose to do whatever you want. I've heard people ask about like Maluka. Anyways, special honey. That is your choice of what you would like to put in there, but the honey is fantastic in skincare products. Really moisturizes your skin. Now, when you make your magnesium oil, this is where you already warmed it up. Now you're going to pour it in per the formulation that you have. So just because you mixed up this batch of 50-50 doesn't mean that's all, you know, going in there. Make sure you still measure it out, because as you're going to see, you will have some left over. It's just, see, I have a lot left over, and I'm going to use that into something else. So I'm going to put that aside to use it somewhere else. See how it's already emulsifying? I just love when you pour the water and the oil together and it emulsifies. I really just love the color change, the entire, I don't know, I just love it. But we're going to mix. We're going to immersion blend, and we're going to cool this down and get it all to come together. I suggest getting one of these little doohickeys so you know where your temperature is at, because to add your preservative, to add your fragrance, if you're going to put fragrance in it, your vitamin E, all of that, you're going to want to know what your temperature is. In goes our preservative. Now, like I said, I'm just making this really small batch for my family, because I already have my stock made of magnesium oil. I sell out of it so quick. I'm just always going through, but usually I'm a big batch girl, but I wanted to make this video for you guys and get this recipe out for you. Now, I've been struggling with this container of olive oil. Ugh. Like, it's supposed to spin and pop up, but it would not. But you're not going to need very much vitamin E. But you're going to want to make sure that you're putting it in when everything's cooled down. You don't want it when it's super hot. But yeah, I struggled with that lid. I ended up getting it later on, but boy, it did not want to pop out. I'm using lavender in this particular batch. Most of the people who buy mine like the lavender because they put it on their feet or on their body before bed. So lavender is a really good seller for me. You get to choose when you own your own business what's a good seller for you. But lavender is always a really good choice. It's great for sleep and relaxation. And in my home, my oldest twin, she loves it and she swears by it. So that's what we do. Now we're just going to keep emulsifying this together. We are not looking for this to go thick because we're going to bottle this on the more liquid side, we want to make sure it's emulsified, but we're not going to make it so thick that we can't get it into our bottles. So make sure that your bottles are sanitized and ready to go. Mine are here and ready to go, of course. And get yourself a good funnel. Again, these funnels I got on Amazon. They work great. They come in 3 different sizes in one purchase. So I like to measure my bottles without, like with that lifted up, and then look at, I did on the wrong side. I knew better than that, right? So again, we want this to be more runny, because as it cools, it's going to get thick. And by the last bottle, she was getting thick. But you want to get it, if you have very small holes of your bottles, like the tops, you're definitely going to want it more on the runnier side. But make sure everything is emulsified before you do this. Out of this small batch that I made, I got quite a few bottles out of it. But if you guys have any questions, please let me know. And thank you so much for supporting me.